What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. I'm here to drop some Commanders news for Commanders fans and anybody else who's interested in Commanders news. The Washington Commanders have released their initial 53-man roster. Now, this is an initial list, meaning that they can still pick up guys off waivers. They can still cut some of these guys, but this is the first initial list. I'm going to run my intro. I'm going to go ahead and dive into this news. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the QB position. With the QB position, there was no surprises. Sam Howell, Jacoby Brissett. Now, you would have thought that they would have kept Jake Fromm just for the fact that this team has dealt with injuries over the years, but Jake Fromm is somebody who played well in the last preseason game, and they could bring this guy back on the practice squad. And then now with the new rule where you can hold that third QB as an emergency QB, there is a future for Jake Fromm with the Washington Commanders. Now, the wide receivers, a little bit of a surprise, but we know that Terry was making the team, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Dyami Brown. We knew that these were the top four guys. Now, some of the surprises for me was Byron Pringle. Yes, he's a former Kansas City Chief. He gets to work with Bieniemy. I get all of that, but at the same time, it was like, did he do enough in the preseason to earn a roster spot? But he's a guy that has some size, has some speed, so I'm excited about having him on the roster as a vet that can kind of teach that system to some of these other guys. Dax Mills, man, I wish that Dax Mills wasn't on this team, but guess what? He does have ball security when it comes to field and punch. So you rather have a guy that can field punch than a guy that turns over the ball or muffs punch and stuff like that. But we needed somebody who can do a little bit more. But so Dax Mills makes the team. And then Mitchell Tinsley makes the team. Jahan Dotson, former teammate. This guy had a marvelous preseason. And I am happy to have this guy here. We don't know what happens next year with Curtis Samuel or some of these other guys. So this is a guy that you want to put into the pipeline, put on the team. So Mitchell Tinsley was a big surprise for me, more so than Byron Pringle. Moving on along with the running back situation, you have Brian Robinson Jr., Antonio Gibson, and Chris Rodriguez Jr. I knew that Chris Rodriguez Jr. had a chance to make the team, being that he was handpicked by Bieniemy, and he was a sixth-round pick. Now, there are some instances where these sixth-round picks don't make it, these seventh-round picks don't make it, but he was able to make the team. The team is only keeping 3 running backs as of now. Jonathan Williams goes on the injured reserve list, as well as Jaret Patterson being cut. Do not rule out Jaret Patterson being brought back on a practice squad, but for the fact that he was cut initially with the very first group of cuts, kind of tells you that this coaching staff does not like Jaret Patterson, but whatever the case may be. Moving on along, we have the tight end room. The tight end room, which I can't stand. I don't like the tight end room. I don't believe in the tight end room. This tight end room is more so mad to me. Logan Thomas, obviously, we don't know what he has left, if he's healthy, if he's not healthy, we don't know. John Bates, which is more of a blocking tight end, but he is capable of making some catches. We have Cole Turner, a guy that I'm excited about. I'm hoping that he takes a big leap this year. And then Curtis Hodges. So these are your guys. This is your 4. You would think that maybe the team goes after Albert O, a guy who was cut, a guy who's more athletic than anybody that's in this tight end room, if we're being honest. I would go grab Albert O and then cut either Curtis Hodges or, even letting go of Logan Thomas. I don't know. I'm just not feeling Logan Thomas. I think that it was a great story, but we're at that point to where, what have you done for me lately? Then the offensive line, we kept Charles Leno, Sadiq Charles, Nick Gates, Samuel Cosme, obviously, Andrew Wiley, Chris Paul, Cornelius Lucas, Ricky Stromberg, and then the biggest surprise was Trent Scott. Trent Scott has played well. He's done some things in the offseason to warrant this roster spot. So you guys remember, this is the initial. Are the Commanders done adding offensive linemen? Let me count how many they kept here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You keep 9 offensive linemen, which is about right. You get some versatile guys that can play multiple positions. You have your 5 starters and your 4 backups. Some teams keep 10, maybe 11 offensive linemen. I think keeping 9 is cool. And then we're definitely going to have some guys on that practice squad as well. Now, the defensive lineman group, we kept 11 guys. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, F.O. Bada, John Ridgeway, Andre Jones, K.J. Henry, James Smith-Williams, Casey Toohill, and Phidarian Mathis. Now, Mathis is dealing with injury. Chase Young, we don't know his health situation, so this is our strongest position. It's also a position that the team made sure they had more than enough depth around. So I'm excited about that. Linebacker, one of the weakest positions on the Commanders, and they refuse to add to this group. They refuse to improve this group. You have Jamin Davis. You have Cody Barton, who you brought in. It's pretty much another Cole Holcomb type guy. Could have the potential to be better than Cole Holcomb, so we'll see what happens there. David Mayo, Khalid Hudson. You keep 4 linebackers, so you just know you're going to play more defensive backs anyways, right? Now, with the quarterback position, they kept 5 guys: Kendall Fuller, Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St-Juste, Danny Johnson, and Christian Holmes. I am not shocked here. These are the 5 guys I felt they were going to keep, and these are the 5 guys that they were able to keep. We do have Quan Martin, but we kind of flexed him into that safety position. He's going to be that backup corner, that nickel corner. So the safety position: Cameron Curl, Derek Forrest, Jeremy Reeves, Percy Butler, and Quan Martin. Now, this is a pretty solid safety group. I would say this is a top 5 safety group in the NFL. With Cameron Curl, he's elite. You have Derek Forrest, who's up and coming. This guy's going to be a star in this league. He's going to be a very good, if not a star, a very good free safety in this league. Jeremy Reeves, well-rounded, all-rounded, does several different things, all pro, so you got to give Jeremy Reeves his credit. Percy Butler is somebody who's coming on, and he's coming on pretty quick. So this is a group, and then obviously Quan Martin, love him, I'm excited about him. Then the specialists, you got Tress Way, you have Joey Sly, and then you have Cameron Cheeseman. This completes the initial 53-man roster. When I get more updates, I will come back on with another video. I will catch you guys on the next video. And please subscribe, please share, please comment. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Catch you guys on that next one.